I don't know why my hair is really weird. Ignore the mess on my head. Um, this video is to talk about the fact that I've organized my doctor's appointment for Tuesday because my gender therapist has finished the report now and she's sent that off to my doctor. Um, So I was like, I'm free in the mornings next week. Can I book an appointment then? So Tuesday 9:15 I will be talking with my doctor because I know I'm going to have to go through some tests. I need to get a cervical cancer or ovarian cancer vaccination. I can't remember which one it is, so I'm going to ask because that is important. Um, I always like to be updated with my vaccinations, so I do need to kind of do that relatively quickly before I kind of start anything. I want that just to kind of settle into my body first and then start hormones and everything. I had the report finished on the 29th of May, and I got a text message that day saying it'd been sent over to his like little computer and everything, like my doctor's computer. So that was very exciting. The reason everything is so late now is just because I've been organizing some stuff in my life, and I was like, yeah, I need to kind of organize that appointment now, and I need to get that vaccination. And I'm also going to ask them about name changes and kind of how I go about that because they said that they would kind of help me every step of the way as best as possible. So I will ask them about that because I know I'll have to kind of start changing everything and go to my workplace and talk to them about the name changes, and they're fine with everything. I'm actually really super lucky that both my jobs are really super okay with everything and really supportive, and they're just like, if you have any issues you come to us immediately and we'll have it dealt with immediately. But I think what I wanted to do was kind of have like a little meeting and kind of explain things a little bit to people and kind of answer some questions and just generally talk about it because I know, especially in one of my workplaces, there are quite a lot of young people and they might be going through some stuff and not even realize it, and then I bring it up, you know? But even just the information there is a positive anyway, because I feel like anytime somebody kind of doesn't like it is because they don't really understand it very well and are quite fearful. I don't know, for a little bit, because I didn't understand it too well. I was a little bit scared in the beginning. Now it's just like nerves that are making me scared because I'm like, oh my god, this is happening. What am I doing? Ah, crazy. It's a good thing. It's a good nerves. So I'm sorry for moving my camera so much. Um, so that's kind of what's happening. And I'm like excited and nervous and everything in between. I wanted to put this in here as well because this is really super important. If anyone here in Australia is transgender and they want to transition and they want to go through the surgeries, not everyone is going to want to go through surgeries. And I believe not every single transgender person is going to want to go through surgery either. Um, and when I say that, I mean like people who aren't transgender might want to just remove things and go through surgery as well. So anyone who is wanting to go through surgery and all of that stuff, when you get private health insurance, what I recently discovered is if you're diagnosed with dysphoria and you go to a gender therapist and everything like that, you need to be covered for psychology. You need to 100% make sure that your health insurance cover is covered for both surgery and psychology. The reason being, the law in Australia states that dysphoria is a this is gonna be awful, a mental thing, and it comes under psychology. This is just the way the law is. It sucks, but this is what the law states. It also states that you need to be diagnosed with dysphoria to basically go through any hormone replacement therapy or go through surgeries. You can do it on your own, but that is super, super, super dangerous, just because of the method of getting testosterone and everything. If your levels are wrong, if you're doing it wrong, that's so dangerous. Like with anything, anything. If you're taking something without a prescription and you have absolutely no idea what you're doing, you have no idea where it's coming from, that's so dangerous. So please, please, please go to health professionals. Like, I know it sucks and I know the laws suck, but eventually you will get there, and there are people who are willing to help you every step of the way, no matter what you're wanting at all. So for me, I had to change my health insurance cover, and I changed it immediately because I didn't want any problems to occur within like the next year, and I will constantly keep an eye on things and update everything and ask my doctors about what covers I should have and be needing. But just make sure that you are covered for surgery and psychology, because the surgeries come under the treatment of gender dysphoria, which I like, that makes sense, I guess. It's making you happier with yourself, and I guess when you going through some stuff and you get medicine, it's supposed to help you as well. So in a way I kind of get it, but at the same time I don't. So it's one of those things. So be covered for psychology, be covered for surgery. That is important. The surgery isn't too much here. I believe when I asked about how much it was going to cover, the rough total when I was quoted from the health insurance, this isn't from the person who does the surgery. I believe there is only one person who does it here in Melbourne. As far as I know, he's the only doctor that does it, and he does it for every single person. So as far as I know, there's only one person. I think there is another person, but I think they're a little bit farther away, or you can go to Sydney, and I don't really want to go driving to Sydney because that is a long drive and I'm going to be sore and it's not going to be fun. So I'd rather be kind of close by-ish, because Melbourne's still kind of far away, so relatively close. When I was quoted, I think it was like 2,786. The price can change, but this price is because I am covered for it. And you can save up the whole entire amount. It just means you'll be saving up to like $5,000, $8,000 roughly for the surgery. It just kind of depends because the price will fluctuate and change. But when you go to the person who's going to be doing the surgery, I believe once you are quoted, that is the set price that you pay. And when I was listening in on the conversations, if you are going to pay the full amounts, you can do set payments every week or month to slowly pay it off. So you don't have to worry about paying it all at once. You can do it in little blocks as long as you kind of organize with his reception, I believe. You can do that. And there are people who are doing that. So don't stress if you don't want insurance and you just want to pay it off slowly. You can. That's fine. They're pretty understanding. Not everyone can afford health insurance. I'm kind of struggling a little bit right now. But I have 2 jobs, so I will manage. So I think it'll be okay. Um, but that was just something really important that I kind of wanted to sneak in here because I feel like not a lot of this is talked about, and like you can go to the surgeon's kind of like videos and watch him explain about what you need and everything, but I've never really seen anyone talk about it, and I thought it would be really important to kind of just chuck it in here very, very, very quickly. Um, when I kind of start changing my name and all of my documents, I will kind of put out a rough price of what I had to pay to change everything. It's not to scare anyone, it's more to just kind of prepare everyone. Like, I've been slowly putting money aside to prepare for things. I have heard that it is quite costly, so I've just kind of put a whole ton of money aside to be able to do that. The stuff that I hear is from a person who knows a person, so we'll see, we'll see. But I will put it up and kind of let you all know what's going on. But I am very nervous and excited, and this is why the camera is shaking really bad because I'm holding it. Still kind of in the process of moving. Things are kind of slowed down a little bit, so I'm just kind of picking stuff up a little bit with work and everything to kind of get things moving along, I guess. So this is why my walls are still there. I'm sorry. Yeah, so this is kind of everything that's going on, and I hope you enjoyed it. And hopefully I will see you in another video and explain what happened when I went to my appointment. Okay, thank you. Bye. Hello again. As just like a quick thing, I don't know how to explain things to my grandparents and my parents and my family, basically. I kind of don't know how to, I guess, out myself to them would be the word to go by. I don't know. I don't know if I should talk about it now or in a little bit. I feel like if I'm going to be starting testosterone right now, that I probably should kind of talk about things and explain things. But if I'm waiting, to maybe just wait a little bit and kind of see how things go. I don't know, it's one of those situations where you're really not sure if they're supportive or not, because some days they are fine with whatever, and then other days they like say some really problematic things and are really not nice and nasty. So I don't really know. So I might just like kind of slowly bring up the subject maybe when I can and go by that. That's one of those hard things is how do you talk to people that you think may not be okay with it. So I might kind of update a little bit of a thing afterwards if I do that. Just because I know changes will happen relatively quickly, so I don't want to start anything if they're going to be really super not okay with anything, because my safety comes way before anything else. So that was just something I wanted to quickly add in. Okay, bye.